Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is a daily analysis for Bitcoin. We're gonna see, of course, first the 1 hour chart, what's going on and what happened, because we got a reaction from our box here, or a potential correction. And then, of course, I'm gonna explain exactly what we might have as possibilities on the macro level. So basically, what we have here for Bitcoin is a potential scenario for a leading diagonal, potential wave 1 or a wave A. So the wave A can be done and finished over there. And after this, we are looking here at a correction, 3 waves down, or even it can be, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but very unlikely to be a wave 5 here, which is not 5 waves. So for me, it looks like a little bit 3 waves down, much more. And then, of course, wave B, already the invalidation taken in case we are in 1, 2, 3, 4. Invalidation taken, meaning definitely you are corrective here in a zigzag. And we finish, of course, the wave C as expected here for wave B or wave 2. And we saw, of course, a reaction over there. On the 15-minute chart, we are looking here for a potential 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and a 5. Now, this wave 5, of course, might be then, of course, an ending diagonal, taking a little bit the high. And we would like to see, of course, a wave 2 coming back, of course, for lower here to start something to push for higher a little bit, of course, once you take the high. So 89K 100 can be, of course, the potential testing area again for a wave 2 here, and start the push towards the upside in case, of course, we want to continue impulsively. So the things are starting to show, of course, some potential for reversal, of course, and continuation toward the upside here for Bitcoin. The scenario that we might have, therefore, for this case as a target, you might have, of course, the 103K or around it, because of course I updated this target based on the last low we took yesterday night. So we have an A, B, and a C potentially target to be finished over there. Now be careful from a short wave C, of course, that it might simply take the high here in a few dollars and then pushing down in case we find weakness again. Of course, if we break the 1-to-1 fib level, well, this is a signal of strength, meaning it might be, of course, a wave 3 toward the upside unfolding here as an impulse, which it might, of course, continue for something for higher. Definitely we're gonna see this step by step, but basically we need to see the 103K first hit. Now, the bearish scenario, of course, to continue for lower here is simply taking the low, meaning if we take this low there, that is, of course, confirmation for lower or invalidation of anything bullish there. And we might see, of course, something pushing for lower prices again. One thing to mention also on the 15-minute chart, if the price continue impulsively from there, well, okay, it can be an extended wave 5. Therefore, you cannot consider that this is your target. This target has to push, of course, higher within the price. So be careful from this thing, just to mention, of course, as well. Now, basically on the daily, if we go to the daily there, for the daily, we are looking, of course, for our channeling here. Very interesting that the price breaks again today, potentially break the midline of the base channel taken from the wave 1 based on the wave 2. And we see, of course, the price getting back inside, of course, the base channel, the red one. And of course, we're still ranging around it here correctively, which is, of course, signaling a little bit higher prices, as we saw, of course, on the lower time frame. And that means, of course, it's a signal of strength. And if we see, of course, the old base channel here, the yellow one, broken in this area, we might see, of course, a push towards the upside here, which it might means invalidation, of course, for this scenario, which is a double 1-2 here. 3 wave 4 is not allowed to interfere with zone 1, meaning nothing is impulsive anymore. It doesn't mean that we are not bearish, of course. It means that you are shifting from this ABC expanding flat as a wave C impulse towards the downside, where you have 1, 2, 3 unfinished, because you need the 4, 5, 4, 5 here based on the double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. If this will not happen and we invalidate, of course, that means, of course, we shift to something different, which it might be, of course, the ending diagonal. which is this scenario, of course, still the same bear market, same target. Nothing has changed, but only, of course, the way or the path how we push for lower might shift to an ending a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, 68K is still, of course, a target, a common target for 1.618. 99K 600 is, of course, the invalidation, total invalidation for double 1, 2 here, and give, of course, a very 100% confirmation for something as diagonal or something continue toward the upside as bullish, which is this scenario, of course, where you might have an unfinished bull run 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, previous bull run, of course. The wave 5 is still unfolding here as a potential diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it can be a bigger impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an extension, which is the ultimate bullish scenario here, as a big 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. This might transform, of course, for a wave 3, therefore, and we start to count a 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, potential wave 4, 5, 4, 5. Very, very bullish, of course, for Bitcoin here in case this happens. But of course, we still need a lot to achieve, of course, in this area before we call this a bullish scenario. You need to break, of course, first the diagonal levels and then seeing something pushing for higher. And then we call, of course, an ultimate bullish scenario for Bitcoin. Yep, so this is exactly what I'm looking for right now for Bitcoin. And of course, we will watch and see the signal on the lower time frame is very essential, of course, starting by taking the 94K 621, of course, which is meaning something as a wave B, wave C, sorry, or as a wave 3. Once we break, of course, this level, we can call wave 3. And if we get a wave 3 and a correction after it, which is, of course, higher probability to push for longer price or longer impulse here, and this might be, of course, the 99K 150, which is, of course, already your invalidation of a double 1, 2. By all means, we might anyway see an invalidation for this double 1, 2, even within a zigzag, unless the zigzag is gonna be a short wave C, so we gotta be careful with it. And then pushing for lower, taking the high here with a short wave C and then pushing for something lower can be also a possible scenario, guys. However, I doubt it a little bit because if this is gonna be a wave 4, well, the time is already huge here based on the wave 2. So if we take the time from the wave 2 and based, of course, here on the wave 3, if you take, sorry, I think I misclicked. So if we take the fifth time taken from the wave 2 based on the wave 3, you can see that this has almost took the 4 times here the time lapse, of course, for wave 2. And that means, of course, it start to reduce the possibility for wave 4, guys. Yep, so these are the possibilities for Bitcoin for the daily. Let's watch what's gonna happen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.